doesn't love a road trip? This one is full of surprises, beautiful landscapes, great views, and not so great views. Every trip has its ups and its downs. If I didn't know any better, I would think we were here yesterday. And by here I mean here. Not those other places. Like ghost stories. But instead it's bear stories. Oh, I should turn off the radio. But that's how the best memories are made. This is Road Tripping North Carolina. Wait, have you watched part 1 or part 2 yet? If not, be sure to do so before continuing on with this video. Both are linked in the description below. Hi, hello, welcome back. We are still sitting here. It's been a week and we're still sitting here at Water Rock Knob. Just kidding. Wait, it is called Water Rock Knob, right? Did I call it right?
Water Rock Knob. Oh wait, I want to stay.
It's been a week. Just kidding. We are starving, so we're eating our snacks. But we're trying to figure out what we're doing. And we were trying to look up to see if we could find an Airbnb or a hotel. But unfortunately, we both have like 1 bar of service up here, but it's like very spotty. It's just not strong enough for looking stuff up. So we're about to head back down into Cherokee so we can figure out where we're staying the night, because we don't want to camp in the rain 2 nights in a row. 1 night will be doable, but not 2 nights. Actually upset that we were having to stop. We're like, why are we stopping traffic? We're like, oh, there's elk, which we saw earlier today. We're like, okay, no big deal. Still, why are we stopping all traffic? And then a baby came out of the woods and we're like, oh, it's okay. Like, we could justify stopping when there's a baby. But no, really, they actually had people stopping traffic. It wasn't that traffic was stopped. It was they actually had crossing guards for the elk. I didn't know we did that here. There was an elk crossing sign, but that was like way back, so I'm not sure why they were letting them cross where, you know, it wasn't for elk crossing. Have you heard that story about the lady that was complaining about the deer crossing on where they're supposed to cross and how they were crossing without safety and it was dangerous? Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Anyways, we are on our way to the campsite, so we've changed our mind yet again. Couldn't find anything like affordable as far as like hotels or Airbnbs or anything like that, so we're just gonna risk it and camp and hopefully it doesn't rain. The radar forecast like looks good for now, for, like from here on out for the rest of the day, but I don't know what it's gonna look like tonight. There might be a storm that pops up or something, but we'll be fine. I've camped in the rain before. Our tents are waterproof, you know, they're designed for this, so we'll see what happens. So we're over here discussing, the baby clearly had like a collar on, and I'm like, and the crossing guards were there for them. We're like, do they follow them around? How did they know? And I'm like, are they tracking the baby? And they're like, oh, they're getting close to the road. Must be, you know.
Is it this road?
Yes. They're getting close to the road. I guess we need to go help them cross the road. I don't know. It's really weird. So after visiting Water Rock Knob, after figuring out what we were going to do, made our way to Smokemont Campground, which is just north of Cherokee and just inside the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So here's to the campground to the left, yep.
There's horses too.
So we have arrived to our campsite. There's a creek over there, that's what you hear. And we've already rigged up this so we can dry off all of our stuff. It's a rainy day. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us tonight. We'll see. Having a lovely dinner of salad. This first course. While Chef Desiree over there is making the main course. I haven't made it, but this is what we had when we did trail building. And they were really good. And for course 2, we are having walking tacos. I don't remember if I said that already or not. So the first time I had these was when I was actually volunteering for trail building. And I was blown away with how good these were and like super easy to make. So all you have to do is pre-make your meat and then just reheat it. And then everything just is nicely contained in the chip bag and it's perfect. Only downside is I forgot shredded cheese, but Desiree brought cheese slices, so we just made do. For our third course, we have this lovely mac and cheese that we were too full to eat, so we'll probably eat that later. So now that we've had our dinner, we are going to set up our tent. After we got camp all set up, it was time to hit the road to go watch the sunset. And just to clarify, this is day 1 of the trip. And if you've been watching the series, part 1 actually includes all the different days of the trip, all kind of combined into one, just summary of the Blue Ridge Parkway. So the bears that we saw on the Blue Ridge Parkway was actually on day 2. So this is day 1, which will explain what I'm about to say. So we just saw a bear. Well, rather, Desiree saw a bear. I saw it in the mirror. I saw it a little bit, but it was crossing the road, and it was about to cross the road in front of her, and it stopped and went behind. And then I was looking at my phone or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I missed it. But I looked in the mirror and saw it, a glimpse of it. So I've never seen a bear before, but we are in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, so it's only fitting that you see a black bear while you're here, because they're everywhere from what I've heard. So maybe we'll see another one. Hopefully not at our campsite. And hopefully not while we're watching the sunset, because that's what we're on our way to do right now. So we left Smokemont Campground and drove all the way up to Clingmans Dome to watch the sunset. Restrooms here. That's good to know. Waterfall, just like earlier today. This definitely is uphill. It's not as steep as earlier though. At least not yet. Okay, let me fill you in. So I forgot to mention earlier. We wanted to go, we were gonna go to Charles Webb Overlook because it faces like the sunset, but there are too many trees in the way. So we're like, it's not clear enough, let's go up. So we looked at Lufty because it faces west as well, but there's like no view there. So there's like way too many trees. So we ended up at Clingmans Dome, the furthest from our campsite. It's like a 30-minute drive, which is not bad. Which is why we chose that campsite actually, so that we could come here in the morning and watch sunrise. So it's uphill. So we're getting our workout in now. We'll be getting our workout in the morning too. But it's getting steeper now. We're walking in fog right now, and like the colors all around looks like Easter. But still going uphill. This is just straight up, no plateaus the whole way. Full half mile at the base, and we gotta go up there. We're not done going up yet. We made it back down to the bottom. There's the restrooms. Kind of dark, but we are headed back to the campsite now. So I am officially in a tent now, and we are going to bed because we got to get up super early to watch sunrise. Same place we watched sunset, and yeah, we're only gonna get like 5 hours of sleep. But it'll be fine. Tomorrow's a new day. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us. We'll see what happens. Good morning. I know I haven't shown my face yet, but oh, I just had like the worst allergy attack too. I didn't take anything yesterday and I should have. So, regrets. But anyways, sunrise was amazing, and there were people there that were saying that like that's very rare that you can see the sunrise. It's normally cloudy up there, so we were really blessed. God's been blessing us this whole trip. Like, we were safe yesterday in the rainy hike. Like, it was very scary, but we prayed that we'd make it through. We did. And then I prayed that it wouldn't rain on us last night while we were camping, since we were contemplating even doing that. And it's been perfectly fine. Like, everything's dry. It never rained. And then the sunrise this morning, the sunset last night. Like, it's been an amazing trip so far, although very exhausting and not perfect, but all things considered, it really has been perfect when you look at the odds of everything that's happened compared to what normally would happen. So we are gonna make our hot tea and coffee up here before we head back to our campsite, and then we're gonna pack up and head to breakfast. Also, this is from the parking lot. So you don't even have to climb up the hill if you want to see the view. Of course, the view is much better from the tower, but if you're not up to hiking half a mile straight uphill, it is very strenuous. You can still see a beautiful view from the parking lot.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me.
We were so tired after the sunrise because we hardly got any sleep last night, and it's just been such a long day yesterday, and we have a long day ahead of us today. So on the drive back from sunrise, we're like, let's take a nap before we leave because we don't have to check out of here till 12. So we've kind of changed our plans a little bit and took a little more chill to relax and kind of recuperate. So we slept for like about an hour, and now we packed up all of our stuff. As you can see, it's all bye-bye. And now we're gonna eat a quick lunch before getting on the road. You can hear that, right? You hear the sound of the creek? And our campsite's literally across the street, as you saw. This is what puts you to sleep at night, if you camp here, close by the creek like we did, the site that we chose. So, I liked our site, other than it was the corner, and so it kind of butted up to two other campsites. So it's close to the restrooms, but you have to like kind of cut through people's campsites to get there. So I felt like I was kind of invading privacy, even though I'm sure they didn't really care, but I felt like I was trespassing or something, you know? But other than that, this is a great spot because A4 is like right by the exit too. So it's right by the entrance, right by the exit, right by the creek. It's a really nice site. So only downside that I found, other than that, you know, butting up to the other sites, is my hammock. Could not put my hammock up because the trees were too big or too far apart. So yeah, some of these sites you can hammock, some of these you can't. But otherwise, this is a really nice campground. There is no cell service though, keep that in mind. It is inside Great Smoky Mountains National Park, but it's like at the bottom of the mountain. And it's only a 30-minute drive to Clingmans Dome. And that was perfect, so we could go see sunset and sunrise, although we did have to get up like earlier because you have to allow like 30 minutes to hike up there, and then the 30-minute drive, so it ends up being like an hour round trip. Not round trip, sorry. It ends up being an hour to go up there, and then another hour to come back. But overall, it's well worth it, because this is the closest campsite you're going to find to it that's not like primitive, that actually has restrooms and stuff like that. So, and then this creek, like, this creek is great. Like, there's a family upstream right now, and there's like a little beach that like the mom's got her chair out on the beach, and like the dad and the daughter are like swimming in the creek because it's like a calm spot right through there. I mean, the water's still rushing, but there's no like rocks in the way, so they can kind of just like swim back and forth. And it's all shallow, of course, but still, like, it's the perfect creek to like play in. But we didn't have time for that on our trip. Also, there is a nature trail that crosses the creek that does a big loop. It's like a half-mile loop, but we didn't have time for that yesterday, or the energy. It was on the agenda for yesterday, just didn't work out. But it is now time to say goodbye to Smokemont and head on to the next leg of our journey. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week when we continue our adventure down the Blue Ridge Parkway.